Welcome to a whole new episode of Abang Goreng 2021. We had such a good break in December. I really hope that you guys have not forgotten about us.
Never mind, we are back with a whole year of exciting programs, so you guys stop following us, it's time to come back.
Yeah, and we are kicking off right with our very first episode this year with a special guest.
So this guy is actually a well-known editor and is actually the founder, very well-known in the Malay community. And with that, we're actually really in awe to have him here with us today. He has never been on screen before, so Abang Goreng is really honored to have him doing the first ever vlog with us.
Everyone, this is the man behind the Halal Eater, Izad!
So Izad, welcome to Abang Goreng.
Hello.
Okay, so we are really excited for you to be here with us.
Same.
So since we are having a casual chit chat and we thought we go DIY, so we are going to have this Popiah making session, like
Oh, nice.
Oh,
I only make roti bro, I only make roti bro like that. Cause like that I see the auntie like she will like adjust then put inside and cut for you. Strategy that you learn.
Right.
Yes.
One way thinking, bro.
This is gonna stick with me throughout the whole day.
Like when we eat popiah, right? Usually popiah, yes, you can just buy it at like coffee shops or whatsoever, right? But then we usually eat it during gathering. Why? Because you don't need to worry so much. Right? You just buy or you just cook all the stuff, just put it there. Then people can just make however they like it. They want the more veggie, they put more veggie. They want more egg, they put more egg. For me, when I was young, right, I didn't know how to make. So I would actually go and ask people to help me make or learn how to make myself. Then there are certain family members that like, hey, this fella exists, but you never really talk to them.
Yeah.
Then just nice, if they happen to be there, then you hungry, they like, just go and ask like, uncle, auntie, how to make this. And that's when that kind of bonding starts to come in.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's the beautiful thing about Singapore. Like, different food comes from different cultures. Like what you mentioned, because you say the Popiah got the goreng version, which is I think the Malay are more in tune to it, versus the basah one or the wet one, which is more like Chinese direction lah.
So how guys?
I don't know.
I'm hungry.
I mean, this fella want to eat or you want to make or you buy?
No, I buy,
Ah.
let you make, then I eat One way bro. This way. You start making it, I eat.
Conveyor belt.
The conveyor belt like that.
So I think
Whether he's sitting at the end of the table.
okay lah, so let's cut the chit chat and just go straight to it. Shall we?
Yes.
Let's go.
Awesome.
Hey, then
How?
he first he know he got experience
I walk you all through the steps.
Yes.
Okay.
So how I will do it, I'll take the skin, then I'll put the sauces, which is the sweet sauce, sambal and the garlic. Then after that, I will kind of like spread it out. Then after that, I will put the cucumber as well as the veggie, the radish and carrot or radish. Then I'll put all your gorengan. Okay, nuts not really lah, but yeah, nuts and egg. Then I'll top it off with coriander. Okay, let's start one person take one.
Who's gonna lead? Oh, do together.
Together lah.
Oh, together.
Together.
Follow tea.
Okay, follow.
Alright.
See how you throw away plastic right? No.
Reminds me of what? Face mask, bro. COVID no mask, right? Use this. Anyway, we'll now move on to the sauces. So
Wait, so Terence, we start off so we cannot start with anything else besides that.
can
Oh.
honestly can, but usually I'll start with the sauces first. So
Spread
the
lah.
skin got the
Oh,
sauce.
the skin got the
It's just on the ingredients only. So my spreading is done. Can I just use my hand?
I mean, you got glove, right?
Yeah,
So carry on.
Okay, I don't want to put so much. Okay, so once you are ready,
Must pass this back.
Yeah lah.
What is this?
I go by behind.
One way
One way.
That thing will not come back.
The sambal also can pass back.
Bro, this is the most hardworking episode ever, yeah. Not usually we just buy in review, buy in review.
Yeah, it will make me work. Yeah. Videos is just straight to makan, right?
no, that's why they say it's a bonding thing.
Oh, is it?
Bonding.
Okay, no.
That's all.
That's all.
Yeah, that's all.
I thought got more.
Then the skin so big.
I mean, you can...
Sunat, bro.
Since we are done making popiah, what else? Eat lah.
Eat lah.
Yeah.
Makan guys. I got
small,
I got fat popiah, bro.
I have never seen anyone eaten popiah this way, yeah. Like Izad.
This is the Izad way.
He eat straight in the middle, bro. No warning, bro. No warning. Go from the
So the
top.
Malacca way is from
From the end, yeah.
Okay.
The Izad way from the center.
I think Izad, why don't you tell us more about the halal eater and yourself? For eating, sorry, need to. It's part of the plan.
Short history, the Halal Eater was actually a fashion project that I started in 2015. So back then I was, fully employed. I think it was my second job out of uni, but I really wanted to do something on the side, and writing has always been a passion of mine. And halal food obviously comes naturally to me because first and foremost, I'm Muslim and I'm always seeking out halal food. So yeah, it started out mainly as a food review site where I go around, eating and writing food reviews. The goal back then was just to improve my writing as well as improve my photography. But then fast forward to a couple of years, as I move on with my career, I had lesser time and I kind of abandoned it sometime in 2018. But in 2019, I decided to leave the corporate world altogether and focus 100% on Halal. So in 2020 I'm proud to say it was like the first year Halal was actually consistently running, and we are churning out, I think, the most number of content ever.
Was the Halal your first name? First name, right? Like,
Name.
Like sleep out like, Halal kind of stuff. You wake up.
The name itself, right, didn't come spontaneously. I consume content like most other people also, and I particularly like this American publisher called eater.com. So they also do food reviews, they do restaurants, news. I like the word eater because it's just what I do, right? What I eat and I write. And then obviously added the halal in front because it's just specifically for halal food. After a while, I realized the halal eater seems like a bit of a mouthful. So I just shortened it to THE. At the end of the day, I think a lot of people already understand or know us for quite a while, and it's quite easily recognizable, I would say.
So Izad, I've seen recently that you have actually rebranded the halal eater. It's no more the black color logo.
Right.
It's like now a very interactive animation.
I'm glad that you picked it up because we didn't announce it, at least not yet. In 2021, we definitely want to re-establish ourselves, show ourselves to be more serious as a business, as a publisher. We don't want to appear as a stiff corporate entity. We are definitely not that at all.
For those who don't know, please check out Izad's editorial. He has a whole section based on home-based businesses. Is there any heartfelt stories you can share?
Okay. So it's funny that you mentioned that because in 2020, as we all know, the entire world is experienced the pandemic, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people, had to find new ways of making money.
Yeah.
And home-based businesses was one of them. There was a huge surge of HBBs at one point in time.
Yeah.
We actually saw an opportunity in that. We saw there was a surge, and we also saw it as a way to sort of give back to that community, right? By shedding the spotlight on them, given the platform that we have. And it works quite nicely because, the stories that we discovered at that point in time, I don't think any other outlets were discussing or talking about. So as far as memorable stories go, I would say all of them are special in one way or another. There's a particular story that I did not expect it to be quite impactful until I spoke to them. So it was the entire family that was running that HPB. And it was quite unfortunate because the parents lost their jobs due to the pandemic, and then the kids were schooling. I think they were in IT or poly. It's a very young age, and the fact that they banded together to set up this business. The mom was the cook, the kids managed the social media, and the father was the one doing the delivery. It puts into perspective of how you might think that you had it bad during the pandemic, and then when you hear these kind of stories, you realize, alamak, there are other people who are probably struggling more than you. Yeah, I think 2021, it's still early days, but I'm definitely very excited to see where we're going. Particularly, I think this year is the first year we will want to explore, partnerships with content creators, much like yourselves lah.
So I guess you shared with us that you left the corporate world and focused purely on this. So what would be one of the few biggest challenges that you face?
This is not something I realized immediately. I think I realized it towards the end of last year. Being a self-employed person, right, especially during the pandemic, it can be a very lonely journey. Generally, I need to be quite mindful or learn and read a lot of things, particularly to the business side of things, like finances, available grants out there, paying myself first, and then setting aside stuff for taxes and everything.
Wait, actually I have one question.
Go ahead.
Since you're in a way content creator, editor, what if in an event whereby you are stuck with an article, how do you get out of that
writer's block?
Yes,
Writer's block.
So because sometimes we also face the same issue,
Right.
we got nothing else to plan, what to do.
Yeah.
So how do you go about overcoming that?
Well, writer's block is real, you guys. So it was messy in the very early part of the year, but then as the year progressed, I developed processes like dashboards or timelines. We even have an internal board where we just throw ideas, as stupid or as crazy as it sounds. We just throw it there, and then it's something that we always come back to whenever we have writer's block lah.
Okay, I think it's a pleasure to interview and get to know you more on a personal level.
No, it's fun with you guys.
So the food that we actually order from today is actually Fortune Foods. So Fortune Food actually has this mini DIY Popiah set. So they actually have two sizes, one mini and one normal one. So I believe this is the normal one, and the one that we had is the medium portion. On the website, it actually states that you can order for about 20 pieces, but then we only managed to roll 15 pieces today, but maybe because our fillings were a bit too big, so do take note of that. On top of that, I really think it's quite reasonable. It's like $30 for this medium package, and you can just head down and collect. So it's really simple and fast free. On top of that, it's all packed nicely with this little kit here. So you know the different orders of how to roll your own popiah. So in terms of DIY popiah, I'll rate this 1 mangkok.
1 mangkok also.
I'll give my first inaugural mangkok as well.
Nice. One for me.
And 1 for me too.
And with that, the Fortune Foods DIY popiah set has a total of 5 mangkok.
Wow.
And certified by the Halal Eater.
Okay, on top of all that, like we like to thank Izad for joining us today. We might not be the best host that you have. Counter make you make your own food, kena the Rouge food, kena our food basically Then,
no worries. It's been my pleasure as well to be sharing this time with you guys, making popiah, and congratulations on coming up with so many videos up to this point. So I'm looking forward to more videos from you guys.
To end this whole thing off, please do share, like, and subscribe to all our channels, and also please check the Halal Eater out.
Thank you.
See you guys for more rolling good times.
Alright.
Let's wrap it up.
Wrap it up.